Hey everybody! Oh, I got a good rosary with me this time. So this is the sorrowful mysteries. So this is how I meditate on the sorrowful mysteries twice a week. Obviously, Apostles' Creed, Our Father, 3 Hail Marys, all that good stuff. Meat and potatoes. Let's get into it. The green Beckett's not the green beads or green. I always use a missionary rosary, but you can use any rosary, just the first decade in the sorrowful mysteries. It's the agony in the garden. So I find a reason with the green beads every single time to pray for the souls in purgatory. On this one, though, it's different because I pray for those who pass away today so that they can find their way to purgatory or find their way into heaven right away, right off the bat, because Jesus is praying for us up all night long. And so he is praying. So it's like this is why he's doing what he's going to do over these next 4 decades, is for this one. And it is all us living souls here to get right to heaven. So for us Catholics, it's like, all right, so I'm going to pray for those who die today. Jesus, please help us to go straight to heaven, to be at the pearly gates with St. Peter, right? So that's what I pray and think about on the very first one. So that's what I pray for on that one. Then we get into the red one. And this is a powerful, powerful decade because it's the scourging at the pillar. So it's about suffering. So for me, when I meditate, I'm trying to think of something, what am I suffering with right now? So, and sometimes you're getting over suffering, right? And it's like, okay, God, but, like my wife and I are praying, this is a little personal, but we were kind of fighting last week about something silly, but those who pray to get together, stay together, right? So we're doing our rosary on her day off. We'll run the dogs and we'll pray the rosary together. And I brought up how we were kind of arguing. And by the end of this decade of praying together, it was like tension had been lifted. So it's a really good one if you're fighting, because that's a sorrow in your life. And even if it's something stupid, simple, overly tired parents, or just worried that I'm leaving to go to the island and what are we going to be doing all summer? It's just, anyways, this is about suffering, and give that suffering to Jesus, but also see if you can think of something that you need to meditate on that suffering, because sometimes you'll get some answers that you weren't even looking for, but they really help you out in life. Suffering, it's the key to, supposedly, if you can figure out suffering, you can be happier. The next one is crowning of thorns. In the book, it says for moral courage. So when I think of Jesus accepting that crowning of thorns, white beads, and I always picture blood on the forehead type of thing, but also him going, I am the Son of God. Where it's like, right now, like if somebody took me a long, long time to just go, hey, I am Catholic, I pray, right? Or just for anybody, it doesn't have to be Catholic, you can be any religion, just for you to pray and go, God, give me the courage to stand up for my convictions, to do the right thing, not to sin or to do something stupid, or just give me the courage to do the right thing. That's the white beads on the sorrowful decade, is standing up and going, all right, even when it hurts, I'm going to do the right thing. And I pray for that twice a week, and it's awesome. And I think about something personal in my life, and it just makes it that much more stronger. The next one is carrying the cross. This is a really easy one for me because we all need this. And if you remember, Jesus is carrying the cross, but he got help from Simon, right? So even Jesus had help, which is really weird in my brain, and I don't really understand it. I'm not a priest, I'm not a guy, but it's like, Jesus, help carry my cross, or help me with my burdens. And I'll think of burdens that I'm going through, and then I will go, okay, I need help with this. Or maybe I'll think of somebody that's helping me with something, and I'll say, God, thank you for putting that person in my life and helping me with that stuff. I can't think of a good example right now, but there's Joe Henry, who runs the Lake of the Woods Tourism Director. Huge help. About a month ago, I'm struggling with a bunch of bookings. I'm like, why am I not seeing bookings? and I called him, and I called my old realtor, and I called a couple other people, and all 4 of those guys helped me go, Elver, you got to do this, 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 and this. And within a week, I'd implemented a plan. And in the last month, I think I've gotten 15 bookings. Like all of a sudden, it's like, okay, that changes the whole perspective. Because for me as a resort owner, 15 bookings is like $30,000. So that's night and day. Like, okay, am I gonna have a good summer or a bad summer? All of a sudden, a month later, I'm fine. It's all gonna work out, right? And finally, the crucifixion. And the crucifixion is it says for the grace of the final for the final perseverance. All I know is when I think of this, you think Jesus dying, right? He's dying on the cross. But what does that mean? So like last year I prayed, God, help me so I don't have to touch my savings. Because I was year 4 and I was like, I don't want to touch my savings. And I didn't. I made a small profit. And then this year it's like, I already know I'm not going to have to touch my savings. But it's like, all right, God, help me hit this goal. It's like, for me, that's what I prayed about. It sounds petty, but maybe you have something that's like, God, help me one thing. You know, it's like that it's like, this is very important. It's like what they say, like in a small business, like either swim or you don't. You know, it's like, are you going to swim and survive or not? Like only the paranoid survive. So I always pray for my business on this decade because it's like only the paranoid survive. So the last decade on the sorrowful mysteries for me is something that's like, God, help me with this. But it doesn't have to be. Maybe you're praying for somebody that's sick. Or maybe you're praying, it's something that's final, that's very powerful. It's like, what are you willing to give to make that happen? And that's that decade. And then obviously, this is a little bit shorter because I'm getting better at doing these videos now. I do 2 extra decades when I do my rosary. I do the Hail Holy Queen, and then I do the St. Michael prayer. But then I meditate on the Lady of Sorrows to help me with my addictions. And then I do one for hope, for no war in Ukraine, a couple people that I want to get healthier, and then a daily routine, and Marminelli's mom to get over here. And maybe by the time she sees this, she'll be living here in the United States with Marminelli and I. So that's how I do the sorrowful mysteries and what I meditate on. There's always a way to do the rosary and turn it into meditation as you're doing your beads and your decade. Because, I mean, otherwise it's like, that's why I don't pray the rosary at the church. I do it by myself because I want to meditate as I'm doing the rosary. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.